So last night, Nikki Haley gave the Republican response to the State of the Union. For some reason, she had glued her teeth together, so she spoke like this all night long. But that's not what the controversy is about. She dared to say that not all immigrants are evil, and that perhaps some people in America are taking an angry stance that is not productive. So if you're calling out angry people, well, who's going to pounce? Obviously Donald Trump and Ann Coulter. Okay, now our ban against those two have utterly failed, given, unfortunately, the importance that they have seized at this moment in America, where they have funneled the anger of the people that Nikki Haley is talking about. So Coulter tweets out, Jesus fucking Christ. This is from the party of Christianity. Okay. Even GOP response to Obama's State of the Union is a paean to immigrants, and GOP can't figure out why Trump is sweeping the country. Now, unsurprising salvo there, but she's not nearly done. She goes on to say, hey, Nikki, how can you vet if you can't look at religion? Saying that, because Nikki Haley said, of course we should vet the immigrants, we should vet them very thoroughly, which, by the way, we already do. We have the longest vetting process in the world. It takes 18 months to clear people before they're allowed into the country. But Nikki Haley nonetheless said, oh, we should do it even longer, but it wasn't good enough for Ann Coulter, saying, no, you have to make sure that you discriminate based on religion. If you think the implication was unclear, don't worry, we have the next tweet. She writes in, the only way to keep out Muslim terrorists is to keep out Muslim immigrants. So she went on to give many examples of Muslims we should have kept out of the country, and she wants, like Donald Trump, a blanket ban on one particular religion, Islam. Discriminating based on religion like that goes at the very core of American values, strikes at them. The First Amendment, that we do not discriminate based on religion, is as American a principle as it gets. Well, these un-American people like Donald Trump and Ann Coulter are not patriotic. They believe in a country that is run by like a theocracy like Saudi Arabia or Iran, and they like the Iranians and the Saudis, they want to be able to discriminate based on religion. So in their case, they hate the Muslims and they want to keep them out. Coulter goes on to say, and this is, to me, the most important part, Trump should deport Nikki Haley. Now, Nikki Haley, if you don't know, is South Asian. Now, she's an American, born here. She's the governor of South Carolina. She's a Republican. But then they came for her. Well, here she was. She was trying to say, hey, listen, when you're coming for the trade unionists, I'm a little concerned. They're like, how dare you? Nikki, did you think that the fact that you're a Republican politician was going to protect you? No. First they came for the Mexicans, then they came for the Muslims, then they came for all immigrants. They didn't ask if you were a Republican. They didn't ask if you were on the right side. You're an immigrant. Well, maybe you should be deported. If you dare disagree with the politically correct position. By the way, the words politically correct originally come from two regimes, the Nazi regime and the Soviet Union. And it was if people who were literally not politically correct would be removed. So here is Ann Coulter saying, you're not being politically correct in your views, so I'm going to disqualify you as a Republican, as an American, and you should be deported. So, who's being politically correct now? Okay, so now we're going to go to Nikki Haley, and they're going to ask her, wait, did you mean Trump? Good answer here.
But I just want to be clear here that when you were talking about those loudest voices, those angriest voices, in that context, you were referring to Donald Trump, correct?
He was one of them, yes. He was one. There's other people in the media. There's people in my state. I think we're seeing it across the country. But yes, Mr. Trump has definitely contributed to what I think is just irresponsible talk.
All right, great. Oh, look, that's strong. She didn't backpedal out of it. She said, yeah, I meant Trump. So, do you think Donald Trump's going to respond? Of course. Let's watch.
How do you respond to that?
Well, I respond a couple of ways. Number one, she's very weak on illegal immigration, and, you know, I've known that for a long time, but she's weak on illegal immigration, and she certainly has no trouble asking me for campaign contributions, because over the years she's asked me for a hell of a lot of money in campaign contributions. So, you know, it's sort of interesting to hear her. So, you know, perhaps if I weren't running, she'd be in my office asking me for money. But now that I'm running, she wants to take a weak side on immigration. I feel very strongly about illegal immigration. She doesn't.
Surprising Trump went that way, right? You're weak. She's weak. Me strong. Me alpha male. Me maybe deport her. And to be fair, he didn't say that. His surrogate, Ann Coulter, did. Now Nikki Haley's going to respond back.
Donald Trump was not the only person I talked about. I know people want to say that's what it was. He was one of the people I was talking about. The point is, when you get loud, when you get angry, the work stops. Things stop moving. And so trying to make sure we lower the volume, listen to what people are saying, because if you listen what they're trying to get, you realize a lot of times there is a place to get there. It doesn't mean you have to change your philosophical beliefs, but it matters. And then also being responsible with your words.
So what is it that Donald Trump is saying that makes him one of these angriest voices?
You know, I mean, the one that got me, I think, was when he started saying ban all Muslims. But I will say tone matters, message matters, and responsibility matters. And so I think as we go forward, I think we need to be responsible in our message if we truly want to get anything done. I consider Mr. Trump a friend. He was a supporter. He me in both campaigns, but just because you disagree with someone doesn't mean you're not a friend. And that's the thing, is you shouldn't take these things personally. You know, when I say it about my other friends that are running for president, they don't throw stones. And so what I would say to Mr. Trump is, don't take it personally. This is just something that we learned in South Carolina that I'm passing along. Take it if you want, and don't take it if you don't.
Well, it's a tiny bit of a backpedal, but overall, I'll still take it. Yeah, you think Donald Trump's going to take it personally? Of course he's going to take it personally. So overall, you get a sense of which way Trump's side of the Republican Party is going, which is, I don't want to hear you talking about reason and dialogue. I don't have any interest in that. And that side is winning. Trump is winning. So Nikki Haley here representing, if there are better angels in the Republican Party, that side saying, hey, we shouldn't go around talking about discriminating based on religion, and we shouldn't attack all immigrants. We should be against illegal immigrants, but not necessarily all immigrants. Well, right now, she's losing that battle. Keep it real.